morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you happen to be watching. Welcome to the Six Bugle Podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Ruiz, and today we have a very special guest, a two-time attendee, Amy Beeney. Amy, how are you?
I'm great, Rudy. Thank you for having me on.
Well, thank you for being on. One of the reasons why I wanted to have a conversation with Amy was because she is kind of new to the fire service, but she's also been around the Six Bugle Conference for her second year now. And I could see the progression she has made with not only in herself, but with the connections that she's made with past friends and new friends. And I said, I got to get Amy on this podcast because we're always being asked, why don't you have any of the administrative assistants on there? So I thought that Amy would be an ideal guest. And so I just want to say thank you, Amy, for your time. We certainly do appreciate it.
Absolutely no problem and no pressure there, Rudy.
Right.
Hmm.
Oh, I knew you can handle it. So I just have a couple questions for you. So last year, you made a significant transition in your administration, moving from the administrative office from manager to district administrator in just a couple of months. Can you
Mhm.
share a couple of a specific example of how something that you learned from the Six Bugle Conference that helped you solve a real challenge and face did you face during your transition?
One of the main things I learned, and I came to the district with 19 and a half years of experience from a county position. And being there for 19 and a half years, you get into that daily routine, right? It's just you come in and you do.
Mhm.
My transition for me coming over to the district was learning to believe in myself again.
Yeah.
It's not always easy having to start over. I mean, that's a long time to be with someone and at my age, wanting to look forward to retirement, this type of thing. Um, I had to learn that I'm worthy of the opportunities that are available to me
Mhm.
and to be open to new points of views, new experiences. I was just kind of handed, when I met with the district board here when they were looking to fill this position,
Mhm.
um, they kind of just laid it out and said, here's a blank slate, here's kind of what our thoughts are. This is what we foresee. Here it is, take it and run with it. So I've been given this amazing opportunity, kind of like I've said before, he never closes a door, but what he opens a window for you. So it's a whole new experience, exciting for me.
Yes, absolutely. And you have a kind of relationship with the fire service, right? With your husband being retired as a firefighter and also you have a
Absolutely.
son that's a firefighter, correct?
Our oldest was a firefighter as well, absolutely. So no, I am not immune to the fire service at all. It's kind of interesting to, now be on that other side of the desk. I'm a kind of mother grandmother to our personnel here, and what I mean by that is some of the personnel that I deal with today, the culture, they're young.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's kind of like I take them in, I say to them, I've got kids and grandkids that are older than you guys, but that doesn't hinder our relationship at all. It's just, it's a different way to approach these firefighters today.
Right. Yeah. So do you feel that's helped you build those relationships, being that you know a little bit about the fire service and build those relationships with those firefighters?
Absolutely. I think a lot of them have learned I'm not thin-skinned at
Yes.
all
Yeah.
when it comes to it. I've really learned, though, and being on the other side, to really listen um, to them, concerns, anything that they need, and learn that they just want to be heard and seen. I've made it very well known that here that my door is always open to them.
Mhm.
But you and I had previously spoke about, bring me your concerns, bring me your issues, because I'm kind of that voice for, to our board. I will take things and present things to our board, as busy as our board is.
Mhm.
And them not getting the ability to be here on a day-to-day basis, they really trust, that I will get information that needs to be got to them.
Sure.
And if you bring me an issue or you bring me a concern, bring me a solution.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that also gives them an opportunity to understand that you're really listening to them, right? As opposed to
Absolutely.
being a sounding board and, hey, I got this problem, or man, this really stinks, and then you're like, yeah, whatever. No, you say, well, what do you want to do about it, and what's your plan? What is your intention? And now they really have to step back and think, oh, okay, well, I have to think about what the results would be. And obviously, it's not going to be an easy, depending on the issue, it's not going to be an easy
Right.
resolution, right? It could take more time, more money, more effort. Who knows what it is? But at
Hmm.
least you're giving them an opportunity to think it through and then come to the realization that, well, maybe it's not that easy. Maybe I have to give this some more thought. And then allows them an opportunity to go back and really do a deeper dive. So I think your listening ear does much more than just listen to their issues. It
Absolutely.
gives them material to go back and think things through.
And that they know that's going to get out there too, whether it's I take it to the board. I also have long discussions with our chief, our assistant chief, to make sure that any concerns or issues are brought to the forefront for them.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we've noticed since we started the Six Bugle Conference is that we have a very strong advocate for not just the fire chief, but fire administration, the city administration, or even the firefighters. You're always
Mhm.
the conduit between all three. And we want to let the fire chiefs know that you have a pretty strong advocate that you need to reinforce. And by reinforce, give them the tools, allow them the tools to be able to strengthen that reinforcement, and also to be able to recharge in your batteries, right? To be able to
Absolutely.
build that relationship that you build at the conference with other like-minded professionals. Talk about some of the same issues that you're dealing with and how did they resolve those issues and that kind of thing. And you always go back refreshed, right?
Oh,
And
I absolutely I do. I like to reignite. I
right.
like to call it, being around those like-minded professionals. That first year I went, Rudy, I didn't really know what to expect, if
Hmm.
that makes sense in a conference, because I've been to so many conferences and trainings and things. But I came back, I sat back and kind of watched and listened and learned that first year. I felt like this year I was a little more vocal, a little more involved. But both years I've come back so ignited and excited about being able to attend this conference, and with the district and the chief and our board members and stuff allowing me that time away to reignite, and really, I guess, invest in me, if
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
sense,
Yes, absolutely.
allowing me to be part of that.
And Amy, we have a lot of listeners, not just administrative assistants, but a lot of listeners who are fire chiefs, and
Mhm.
they get to listen to an opportunity to listen to their administrative assistants and say, "Yeah, we have a certain amount of money in our training budget for me as a chief to go to the chiefs conferences or the firefighters to go to FDIC." But you don't want to forget about that key element with your administrative assistant. And that's what helped us grow. And not just at the state level, but at a national level. So, as you know, this year we had representatives from coast to coast. I'm able to say that now because
Hey.
California and New Hampshire. So
Mhm.
we're a coast to coast conference. And like you said, it's an investment, right? Because you come back with some very valuable tools. And not only that, but you come back strengthening your resolve so that you can be better prepared for anything that comes down the pike.
Absolutely. And that makes us feel appreciated,
Right.
that you're willing to take that time and invest and listen to us and say, hey, there's times that you might need some time for you, but there's also a time that we need for us as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And over the years, we've interviewed a number of fire chiefs that all say the same thing. They appreciate you. They love the fact that you're always there for them, and they just can't say enough good things about their administrative assistants. So we want to keep that energy going. So before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share about the Six Bugle Conference or even the new Fire Service Administrative Professionals Association? That's something that we started this year.
Absolutely. I would just like to say that if you're one of those that sit back and say, oh, I don't know if I want to go to another conference, because that was me, right? Because after a while they get redundant going all the time, right? Or attending different things. Um, I would say that you need to come and be a part of this amazing conference. You will be very glad that you came and we're a part. We're one big happy family, and they make you feel like you're a family.
That's true. We make every effort to do that because we know that we value you and we know that you're going to go back home and provide that value to your organization, to your fire department, and to your community. So that's what continues to drive us year after year.
Well, I'm excited and I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah, we certainly are. Well, we'll have you definitely have a part of the programming committee, and maybe you can provide some of your resources to because you've gone to several other conferences, and I'm sure you've heard some pretty good speakers. We'd like to get your thoughts on future presenters.
However, I can help, I'd love to.
Right. Sounds good. Well, thank you very much for your time, Amy. Amy, we certainly do appreciate it. And thank you all for watching here in the Six Bugle podcast. We'll see you again soon. Take care.